Picture this, a wooden ship creaking under the weight of human bodies. Darkness below deck, the bite of chains into flesh. Air so thick you can barely breathe. This wasn't a prison, it was a business. This is the story of the transatlantic slave trade, the largest forced migration in human history, and the moment when African suffering became a global industry. It all began in the 15th century, as European powers like Portugal, Britain, and Spain expanded into the Americas. Their new colonies craved labor for sugar, cotton, and tobacco plantations. They looked to Africa. Suddenly, the continent was no longer a trading partner. It became a hunting ground. European ships lined the coasts of West and Central Africa, trading guns and alcohol for human beings. The sheer scale was unlike anything before. Historians estimate over 12 million Africans were forced onto ships. At least 2 million died during the horrifying journey known as the Middle Passage. Millions more perished during capture or while imprisoned on the coast. This was slavery industrialized, a systematic, calculated machine designed for profit, draining Africa of its strongest generations. Regions like Senegambia, the Gold Coast, and West Central Africa were devastated. Entire villages vanished, cultures fractured, and family lines ended forever. The Middle Passage itself was a floating nightmare. People were packed shoulder to shoulder, shackled for months, given barely enough food and water to survive. Disease and terror were constant companions. Many resisted, choosing death over bondage by jumping overboard or leading revolts, but their courage was met with unspeakable brutality. Now, we have to face a hard truth. Some African kingdoms, like Dahomey and the Asante Empire, did participate, but this is complex. Europeans created the insatiable demand, controlled the global markets, and introduced firearms that fueled internal wars, creating a cycle of violence and coercion. Blaming the victims without context hides the real architects of this system. Once in the Americas, a new form of slavery was born, racial, hereditary, and permanent. Africans were stripped of their names, their cultures, and their humanity. The wealth generated from their forced labor in Brazil, the Caribbean, and the United States fueled Europe's industrial revolution. Africa lost its people. Europe gained immense power. But Africa did not go quietly. Resistance was constant, from revolts on ships to uprisings on plantations and the formation of independent maroon communities. Abolition eventually came in the 19th century, but it didn't bring justice. Enslavers were compensated, the enslaved were not. And a weakened Africa was soon colonized. The scars of population collapse, economic distortion, and political instability remain today. The transatlantic slave trade isn't just a tragedy of the past. Its legacy is the foundation of our present. Understanding it isn't about guilt, it's about truth. And truth is the first step toward justice. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to learn more, so history is never repeated.